Okay. Welcome back, everybody. This would be done in one take, but everything decided to screw me over. Let's try this again. Whoa. You. So, Adventure of the Blank, Part 3, Chapter 2, Point of No Return. Raver returned to face Spike and frowned. Dare I ask what just happened? Spike was deep in his thoughts and continued to stare at the door. His concern for Twilight and her friends was quite apparent. After a short while, he turned towards the brown Pegasus and spoke quietly. I'm sorry about all this. This is not how Twilight usually acts, but with everything that's happened lately, she's been really stressed. Dreamfeather couldn't help but flinch when he heard the bitter sorrow in Spike's voice. He could not figure out why Rainbow Dash's appearance has had such an extreme impact. Obviously, a missing pony was a big deal, especially a pony important as Rainbow Dash apparently was. I'm getting messages. Now apparently it's still recording voice, so he cannot figure out why Rainbow Dash's appearance has been such an extreme impact. Obviously, a missing pony was a big deal, especially a pony as important as Rainbow Dash apparently was. And such disappearance would definitely affect those closest to her, but their responses seemed disproportionate. That's the word. Disproportionate. They were treating it like it was an abduction or murder instead of a different disappearance. If you don't mind me asking so bluntly, how exactly did Rainbow Dash disappear? Spike was fairly certain that Twilight wouldn't want him to share any details with the strange pony, but Twilight wasn't exactly in her clearest state of mind at the moment, and the Dreamfeather didn't seem even the slightest bit dangerous. Well, it's more than just her disappearing. It was closer to a foul napping or something. Let me explain. Dreamfeather nodded, eager to finally get the information he sought. It happened during her daily flight practice. She was giving some pointers to a younger Pegasus when she was struck by a lightning bolt out of nowhere. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. Anyway, the filly she was helping rushed to the library and told Twilight that Rainbow Dash fell into the Everfree Forest. The Everfree Forest? As in the same forest filled with dangerous monsters? Asked Dreamfeather. He was shuddered and was suddenly very glad that it was not his job to find Rainbow Dash. Yeah, that's why Twilight and the others went to find Rainbow Dash as soon as they found out. They found where she crashed down, but there was no sign of her. Of course, they searched for her as long as they could, but the Everfree is not the kind of place you want to wander around at night. Now every pony's attitude made much more sense to Dreamfeather. Their friend had been attacked by something, or some pony. No wonder Twilight Sparkle seemed so frantic and stressed. Well, I'm sure Rainbow Dash is fine. She's one of the strongest ponies I know, Spike said, obviously feigning confidence in an attempt to reassure himself. And I gave him Dreamfeather's voice. Dreamfeather gave his comforting smile once again, but this time it wasn't for his own benefit. I'm sure your faith in her is well placed, but what is it exactly that's given you such confidence in her safety? Rainbow Dash isn't going to let any pony push her around. She'll never stop fighting or give up, and she's one of the elements of harmony. Why would she be safer if she was one of the elements of Plush-sized jaw suddenly dropped as his mind puzzled together what the dragon said. The elements of harmony? As in the elements of harmony from the stories? Oh yeah. You've been living under a rock the past 2 years? The elements have saved Equestria from a bunch of awful stuff. Don't you remember when Discord came back? Everything was going crazy. How did you miss all of that? Dreamfeather was stupefied? Stupefied! No. He knew that he didn't get out much, but he never thought he was this out of touch with current events. So, Princess Celestia hasn't been using the elements of harmony to keep us safe from an assortment of terrible threats, but what does this have to do with Rainbow Dash? Why is she called the element of loyalty? Wow, you really have been living under a rock. Well, you at least know that Nightmare Moon came back 2 years ago, right? Spike said, wondering if any pony could really be so out of the loop. I heard something about that. It's a long story, but all you really need to know is that Twilight and her friends wielded the elements and turned Nightmare Moon back into Princess Luna. Now, some ponies refer to them as the elements they represent. Even though it all seemed very simple to Spike, Dreamfeather was obviously having problems processing the deluge of information. What do you mean, the elements they represent? Spike sighed, obviously tired of explaining the same things over again. During the fight, Nightmare Moon broke the stones which contained the elements of harmony, but they didn't destroy the elements themselves. Twilight said the elements can't actually be destroyed since they exist inside ponies, or something like that. Anyway, the best exemplified? Dreamfeather suggested. Yeah, that's it. The pony that best exemplified each element became that element's wielder. So Rainbow Dash, the most loyal of the ponies, became the bearer of the element of loyalty. Spike's excitement at finding the correct word faded. His own mentioning of Rainbow Dash had brought back his concerns. And that's why her disappearance is such a big deal. The elements are very important to all of Equestria. If any of them are missing, the rest won't work. Dreamfeather figured out what Spike was hinting at and couldn't stop himself from voicing his realization. So whoever abducted Rainbow Dash probably intends to sabotage the elements of harmony. Dreamfeather felt his throat tighten and his mind come to an uncomfortable conclusion. Which means that if they would want at least one of the ponies essential to their use dead. I'm gonna leave it here for now, because this just seems to want to not work so well. Hopefully all of the voice is in here. If not, I'm going to be so pissed off. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.